Good evening, everybody. I'm going to go post the link onto our website, and that'll get us going. The website is jollyrogerukulele.com, jollyrogerukulele.com if you are looking for corrector pronunciation. And we also tweet, and so let me go get that done. Oh, a bad thing just happened. Hold on. What did I do? There I am. Okay, so let me post this link on the front page of the website. Paste, shift, link, link, enter, edit, load, update. I'll make sure that works here in just a second. And the website https://jollyrogerukulele.com, and that should pop up the skeleton, and then this I open up, and I should be able to let's go to the jazz. Alright, so there I have tweeted what's going on here. That should get everybody to know where we're at. And let's see. Tonight we are playing All of Me, As Time Goes By, Beyond the Sea, Blue Moon, Fly Me to the Moon, Girl from Ipanema, La Vian Rose, Moon River, Smile, and What a Wonderful World. So we have a lot to get through tonight. Don't necessarily think we'll get through to everything, of course, but we will get through to some of it. And let me close this window. And it looks like we got people already loading in. That's exciting. Hi, everybody. Let me go and make sure that the website is operating correctly. Jolly. And then I had one email from a new person who wasn't sure how all this works. And so let me go and see. Let's see. I think it's right here. All right. Reply. Okay. Link is posted. Copy. Link is posted on the link is posted under the 7 p.m. class. When we have new people, they're not always 100% sure how all this works, so I usually have to help them just a little bit. All right, so there's Nancy. Let's see. I think everybody else. I think all this other stuff is stuff that I can get to tonight. Good. Let's see. And then I need to go take a look at all of the music that is new, because I don't necessarily have it all downloaded. I'll put it here for now. Go back up here. The 3 new pieces tonight: Girl from Ipanema, Blue Moon, and what's the other one? Beyond the Sea. We will probably talk about just a little bit here. Obviously, I like to play the stuff you guys have had the week to look at, and so we may or may not dig into them very deep. We'll see how the mood strikes us. Beyond the Sea baritone, Beyond the Sea ukulele, and then Blue Moon baritone. Whoops, not that one. Blue Moon baritone, Blue Moon ukulele, and then I also need to make sure we have Girl from Ipanema. Whoops, hold on, not so far. Girl from Ipanema baritone, Girl from Ipanema ukulele. Okay, let's download those 6. Okay. And then I'm pretty sure I downloaded everything else from last week. Okay, so I think I am under the impression that that is everything. And so let's get going here. 7:05. Let's see who managed to make it in so far tonight. We have Laurel is local. Sandy is in Michigan. Kay is from northern Colorado. Pauline is from northern California. Michael is here in Denver. Janice is in Sydney, Australia. Sherry in from local area around here. She just got done with surgery, you guys, so wish Sherry well. Amy is here. Evelyn is in from Ecuador. Marianne in from Michigan. Diane is a local. Red is here. Red, I didn't have a chance to give you any noises today. There's Red. We have sound effects for Red. Mame is in, back home from Maui. Barbara's here. She's a local. Michael's a local. He says Buenos noches. Michael is a man of the world, so he could be from all over the place. Lindy's a local. Finally, good to see you, Lindy. We've been missing you. Diana, welcome in. Do I know you, Diana Rossiere? Diana Rossiere. She's in from Italy. I don't know where you're from, Diana. Tell us where you're from. Rita is in from Illinois. Jackie is a local. Critter's in. Used to be local. Now she's in Utah. Linda is in. She's a local. June is here. Hello, June. June sent me a note, and I'm going to talk about June's note because it's important. Linda's in from Hawaii. The other Linda in, back MIA for the daytime classes. It's planting season for my dad and sister. Oh, Linda was up planting potatoes today. How many of you have planted potatoes? And I imagine that there's a total of one of us. Good job, Linda. I don't even think about that. I just go to the grocery store, right? So those have to come from somewhere. Vic is in from Eugene. Carolyn from the western mountains here of Denver. I'm back for more. And Fran is back, Southern California. Okay, Diana does. I don't know Diana, but she's here from Denver, and so clearly I will have to we'll have to welcome in Diana. Glad to have you tonight. Okay, so a couple things. One, we have an insane playlist, and so we're not going to get to everything. If I remember right, I was going to start from the bottom and work my way up. And so I think I want you to pull What a Wonderful World, and I want you to pull the ukulele version first. That's what I think that I said we were going to do. And as you know, I don't remember anything that happens more than 15 minutes ago. I'm like a cat in that regard. And but I think that's what we were going to do, is we were going to start from the bottom and play. We always, not always, but almost always play the ukulele stuff first because there are more of you. And I have also made a big commitment to baritone players that we're going to get you guys up to the same level of sheet music quality as everybody else. And so, to be honest, I'm wearing myself ragged writing baritone music these days. So if you're a baritone player, just know I'm working on your behalf. All right. What a Wonderful World is our main song today. A couple other things. June mentioned, she says, hey, I think I must have fallen off the email list because I haven't gotten an email from you in about a month. And no, I just haven't been sending them out because I've been too busy. But I will work on what I got. I opened up the form today, and I've started building a new email for you all. And so just double check in the next week or so. You should get an email from me. It comes from info@ukuleleorchestra.org, and sometimes it goes into your spam folders, and we have people on the list who don't really want to be on the list. There's Russian spam bots on there and stuff that I busily just delete those accounts as I figure them out. And so when you get emails from me, if you'll just click on a link once in a while, just so I can make sure that you're active on the mail list, it makes it much easier for me to figure out who to delete and who to keep. I don't like that email list to have anybody except people who want to be on it, and so I'm pretty aggressive about deleting people. But if I know you personally, it's very highly unlikely I will delete you, but it will be more likely that you will delete me at some point because you'll be sick of me. I don't send out very much email, but just enough to keep you guys, where you kind of know the changes. Among the things that I'm going to mention on the email is that this is a pretty legit playlist. The stuff we're doing in the daytime class for the Celtic music, Tin Pan Alley music, and the stuff we're doing here on Monday nights for jazz. You guys got some really nice music, and hopefully some of this is sticking. Hopefully you're finding 2 or 3 pieces that you just love to play, and you're just playing them and playing them and playing them. I have a bad habit of throwing sheet music at you continuously. My hope is that you will eventually find the one, and you hang on to it for dear life, and you just turn it into something. That's something I don't necessarily work on mastery with you, and so I want you to figure out what that looks like for you. And obviously send me an email if you have questions or comments or concerns, but there's that. The other thing that I will intend to mention is on the About tab, of the website, there's, as you guys know, there's several tabs up at the top there. On the About tab, I put information on getting how you would go about getting your own Jolly Roger shirt, or at least taking, hit myself in the face, at least getting the you can get a Jolly Roger polo on there. It's just through Amazon. I don't have time to do an order and ship all that stuff out. But so I don't make any money doing it. You can do it if you want to or not. But we're going to start a little gallery of people who have the Jolly Roger logo and are representing here and there. So whether you put it on your shirt or not, or go take a photo of you holding that as a sign up on the top of Mount Everest or whatever. We're going to start a gallery of you guys, and so should be a fun thing for you to do. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Take a photo of yourself representing Jolly Roger somewhere. It'd be funny. Tanya's in from North Carolina. Kay, yes, you planted blue potatoes. Fun. Jazz. I always call her Jazz. Is Jasmine. Her ukulele is sitting on my workbench right now. I got it all. I had to rebuild her bridge, and so she has a new bridge. Diana, smiley face. Hey, Kari. Purple potatoes, but no blue potatoes. Isn't that something? When I was growing up, there was one kind of potato, one, and then on Thanksgiving you got sweet potatoes. That was it. So everybody's talking their favorite potatoes. What a wonderful world. Let's talk a couple of things. This is, of course, a more advanced piece. You will be doing some sort of crazy bars on the first fret here. Of all the places where you want to do a bar, the first fret is the most difficult, and so you are going to have to press down pretty hard on those to get a decent sound. With this one, let's remember that you have in your head the way Louis Armstrong did it. That may or may not be what's on the paper here, and so just make sure that you are comfortable with the notion that this doesn't necessarily, what's on the paper doesn't necessarily sound like what's in your head. And what I play will be mostly what's on the paper, but what's in your head is more important on some level. So you would theoretically, don't feel like you have, when you're playing with me, you kind of want to play at the same pacing, but when you're on your own, you can adjust the pacing to be whatever you need to. We have played this piece successfully with both ukulele and guitar orchestra, so I know it's a pretty good arrangement, and just know that you may have to make some minor modifications to it as we play along. So I'm going to play the ukulele version. I'm going to play the tough uke. If you are on ukulele, if a ukulele is sitting in your lap, you have, as you know, you have three choices. You can play the chords, you can play the melody, which is often the smart thing to do when you're getting to know a piece, or you can, of course, play tough uke along with me. And those of you who are more advanced, you can be thinking about tough uke in terms of finger-style ukulele, which is you're adding in some decorative notes. I'm looking at them at measure 3 here. I see them bloom, bunk, 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 for me and you. So there's an opportunity there at the end of that half note to put in some decoration. Not a ton of opportunity in this song, but they do show up, and so that's a place to think about while you're holding the chord and nothing else is going on. Using your index and middle finger or your thumb and your index to some advantage. So that's the tough uke section of that. Baritone players, you basically have to know your chords here, and these are tough chords. We're in jazz, and that means that for most pieces you are going to have to pull up your chord finders and look up the chords you don't know, and there's going to be lots as we're doing jazz, so don't feel like that's a weakness. That is, when you come to get to jazz, there's all sorts of wacko chords in there, and you go grab your chord finder, check it out, put something down there that sounds good enough, and then we move on. So hopefully that makes some sense. And let's see. Fran says, I listened to Blue Moon by the Marcells just now. Take a listen if you get a chance. The recording here. I am. Oh, good. Nice. Okay. Annie made it in as well? All right. Nice. There was a movie out years ago. I think it was called Come Back to the Five and Dine, Jimmy Dean, and it was based on a play, and I think, if I remember right, that was the theme song, Blue Moon, and I think, if I'm trying to remember, I'm pretty sure that was the theme song in the piece, and that's why I kind of like this song. What a Wonderful World. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Let me play the right notes and then it'll sound better. 1, 2, 3. Back to 15. How about that? How you playing? How you warmed up? You feeling good? You happy? Making it a wonderful world. We have a weird world that we're living through right now, and we got to have faith that that thing's going to come around and be the thing for us. Let's grab the baritone version of it while you're patting yourself on the back and while you're making a note in the chat box of how that played for you. I do like for you if it went well, if it went badly, I just make sure I have a sense of how you're playing, what's feeling good and what's not feeling good. For those of you who are newer around here, I love it when you're logged in to Gmail or YouTube, and you can use the chat bar. If you choose not to do that, again, that's perfectly perfectly fine. Don't feel like you have to participate. If you want to just come sit in and listen, that's okay. I'm hot, so I'm going to do a little strip show for you here. And hubba hubba. And now we're back in business. Baritones, I'm working my brains out for you. Play well, please. And ukulele players, these are lots of chords on here you probably don't just have in your noggin, right? And so make note of them as we go through. When you find a chord you don't know, the musician thing to do is to either get close or not at all, right? And so I've played lots of times when I hit it and was playing with somebody, got to something I had no idea what the heck I was looking at. Just skip it, right? Just don't play anything for a minute. That sometimes silence is the prettiest melody. All right, this is actually in a completely different arrangement, completely different. This is not an identical Tough Uke version compared to the other one, completely different playing style. So for some of you, if you're like, I don't really like the key that the other version is, play the tablature on this one, and you'll see how different the sound is. Obviously, if you don't have a baritone, you can't play with me right now, but when you're on your own, just plays a little bit differently, a little bit different places on the fretboard. I actually think this version might be a tiny bit more difficult to play than the other version. So Lindy says, yay. Barbara says, wonderful world is wonderful. Otter is fine with it. Good on melody. Through an occasional Tough Uke chord. There you go, right? That's what we want. Okay. Rita says, nice. What a wonder uke world. Sure. And, I'm good and warmed up. Okay, nice. But need to get better at jumping to the second ending. Yeah, I play into the first ending pretty regularly myself, and that's one of the things I preach is learning first and second endings. I think generally speaking, when we're playing stuff here online once or twice, it's really easy to blow those. If you were getting ready for a concert, you would stop blowing those. You would know where your first and second endings are. I try to remind you as we go along. I don't always succeed, but let's, don't beat yourself up too bad, Janice. I do it too. All right, from the top. For baritone ukulele, play your chords, as many as you can figure out, and the ones you don't know, just skip. Baritones, melody, chords, or Tough Uke. 1, 2, 3. 15. Terrible ending. So that general arrangement probably isn't as solid as the first arrangement, right? It's overall just the fingering on that's a little bit more difficult, and so probably somewhere down the road I will convert this to the other key where it matches up with the ukulele version a little tighter, but still very pleasant to play. So. Yeah, Janice is like, yeah, thanks a lot, Coach. Yeah, I do it too. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm having trouble with this, Coach. Yeah, me too. That's how I coach. That's all right. Let's keep moving forward. I ended up on the wrong page. Let's see what we're supposed to be doing here. All right, next up, Smile. Let's go play Smile. Let's do the baritone version first. Okay, we'll treat the baritone players to being the premier players on this one. Grab Smile for me. Baritone, O-P-Q-R-S. P-Q, Smile. Smile baritone. All right. As it turns out, Charlie Chaplin, honest to gosh, wrote this song. And it shows all of the signs of being written by somebody who knows a whole lot about life and not so much about music. And so the melody's amazing. It just doesn't necessarily line up particularly well with what we usually do in music. And so therefore you're ending up with some pretty crazy chords in here with some very challenging melody. I would say for a piece that's supposed to be that is deceptively labeled Smile, and the words were written by Turner and Parsons later on, 20 years after he wrote the melody for this. And it's funny because the words couldn't possibly be sadder while the song is called Smile, and then the chords and lyrics are very, very challenging. So we'll go through it slowly. We'll find a couple of places where we may need to stop and talk about it. And ukulele players, you will pay attention during that conversation because you're going to have exactly the same problem on your version. Okay, so ukulele players, if you'll grab the chords, baritone players, either the melody or the chords or the tough uke. Let's just play through it once, and then we'll come back the second time and we'll know what we're doing on that, and then we'll switch over to the ukulele version. So grab your C chord and let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4. Regular D minor, pinky, slide back 1s and 4s, let that ring for a minute, and then go on. And now you see what nasty thing is going to happen to your major 9. So you're thinking 5, 7, probably you want your 7 with your pinky, so you can slide that up to 12, and then you're going to put this 9, 10, 10, or this 10, 9, 10 contraption on. So what you can see here index, middle, ring, pinky is what you're going to be playing. Okay, and at this point it's called an A minor, but back here, okay, ukulele players, it's your F sharp minor with your pinky on 4. Baritone players, C sharp minor. Okay, but you're playing it up here on 9 with your pinky on 12. That's what's going to happen there. Okay, and then you have some other nastiness going to happen in the next 3 measures. So let's just plan that one. So do your 5 and 7, 5, 7, slide up, add your chord on, pinky back to 10, back to 12, bar on 10, ring, middle finger on, index finger on 9, and then everybody else crammed into 10s, okay? Isn't that cool? It's such a cool chord. 8, 7, 5, and you're going to go all the way, bar on 8, ring finger on 10. Okay, now you've got to tuck your pinky under. 10, 11, and then right back again. Strum everything 10, 8, 8, 10. Bars on 8. Grab up the 7 and 5. Pinky on 7. Pinky up to 8. Now you've got 8, 8, 9, 9. So you're going to put a bar on 8 and probably middle and ring finger on the 9s. That's such a cool chord again. 7, 5, 3, and then a bar. Your regular A minor shape for baritone, D minor from ukulele. And then a nice bar on 7. This is the hardest chord in the place. 5, 7, 7, 7. Okay. 6, 7, 6, 7. That's just your diminished shape. And then 0, 5, 0, 5, 7, 7 is your G7, or for baritones, D7 shape here with your pinky on it. Okay, let's go back to the top and do it again without stopping. Go. Second ending. Bar on 5, 7s. Okay, with that piece, you literally could play it at 40 or 50 as opposed to, it says 80. That's probably way too fast. Really let those tones develop. Play it as slow as you need to play it to keep it going in a steady pace. You know you got those brutal jazz chords down there. They sound absolutely delicious, but they're not going to be easy to play. So don't be in a rush to get this one out of your instrument, and let those tones develop and let those hard chords get on good and solid before you strum them. And I think you're going to just be completely thrilled with your final result there. So that's the baritone version. So now we've gone through and studied it from that perspective. Now let's go grab the ukulele version, which is identical, just in a different key. And I think you will see, well, you get differences, right? When you go onto ukulele, not only do you get the higher pitch, but you also get the delight of this high G, giving you lots and lots of surprises as you're going along. And with baritone, you know, you get that nice deep resonance, you get a lot of sustain, and it feels overall like, oh, this is really sounding nice. But then when you get to ukulele, you get a few surprises, and sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. Let's see. Yes, All right. Sometimes I try to remember where I am. Love the baritone version of "Wonderful." Oh, good, good, Jennifer. Good to see you, Jennifer. Hey, Kat. Yeah, I think we can all relate to Kat's issues there. We have no idea what day of the week it is. We have no idea what time it is anymore. Uh, we'll look back on this time as being difficult, but I don't necessarily know if I will look back on this and wish that. I think I will look back and say I kind of wish I didn't know what day it is, because I think when we get back to business, we're going to know exactly what time it is and exactly what day it is, and all of our gadgets will be reminding us all day long. Smile, ukulele version. Let's make this happen. And guys, don't. I think because of these big, huge, jazzy chords down at the bottom, measures 9 through 12. I almost think you have to use this as a thumb down piece. Almost, it's just a whole lot of music there that you've got to get right. I think if you're plucking it, it's going to sound a little too baroque, and it's probably not what we're after on this type of song. From the top, 2 times through. Let's see how we do. Baritone players, your chords are a little easier to get along with on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's measure 8. Keep going. Go. Page 2. Go back to page 1 and go. Measure 9. Whoops, that should be on 8. Measure 15. Fives and sevens. I want to play it one more time on ukulele. Same thing, just all the way through. Not that long of a song. Let's see, I messed up a number of places. Want to clean that up just a little bit. Let's try it one more time from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. dash. Major 13. First ending. To the top. Go. Second ending. Part of the reason that song is challenging is the chords and the melody note are fighting each other really through all the way throughout that. They need to do that on purpose too, right? Because it's supposed to be a sad song. A little bit of tension, not a little bit, a lot of tension in the overall tune. And I think it works just absolutely brilliantly. And again, another one of those songs where, sort of a world-class piece of music, and you kind of want it to be easier than it is. I'd like to skip Moon River. We played Moon River just a ton in January, and I'd like to move on to La Vian Rose, please. Don't skip Moon River in your real life, right? That's the song that I have been playing that as a memorized solo for almost 20 years now. I absolutely think that that's an award-winning, it's not an award-winning, but it should be award-winning arrangement on ukulele, and so definitely spend a little bit of time with Moon River. But let's go to La Vian Rose, since it's a little newer, and another one of these songs where, man, it sure would be nice to have everybody where they could just play this thing. La Vian Rose. It's in the L's, right? L, La Vian Rose. Here we go. How are we playing? Everybody happy? We're doing okay? Barbara says, makes me smile. I know, the smile makes you smile until you read the words, and then it's just absolutely devastating how sad it is. All right, La Vian Rose, much easier chord structure, generally speaking. Not necessarily, and I'm quite a bit more playable, right? It lines up pretty well. I would say the section 14, 15, and 16 are pretty challenging, but after that, it's not a deliberately brutal song. And I don't think Luigi was trying to make this super hard to play. I think he was just wanting it to sound really good, and I think Piaf, was it Phyllis? Is that her first name? Piaf went in and put in the words for him, and she wrote the French words. I gave you the English words. I think they're basically what everybody sings. All right, La Vian Rose, 2 times through. Again, ukulele players, you can play chords, you can play melody, you can play tough, whichever is making you happy tonight. And then, of course, baritone players, you're on chords. And Kari says this is her favorite. This is the one, right? So tonight we're playing La Vian Rose in honor of Kari. All right. How come my machine here is not? All right. There I am. Hi. All right. All right. Linda's down as well. Here we go. From the top. Not fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top. How about that? Edith Piaf. Edith, not Phyllis. Edith Piaf. Thank you, Amy. Gosh. All right. Very nice. Beautiful, beautiful, right? Let's go grab a baritone version of this and see how that plays. Holy Moses. By the way, several of you have talked to me about picking up baritones, and I have been working with the wholesalers. Everybody's out of everything. Obviously, the challenges with getting stuff from China have started to catch up with us. Having a terrible time getting in product into the studio, and so for those of you, part of it's my fault. I'm a little bit slow about bugging them, but basically what I'm hearing is the system is largely out of ukulele at this point, because everybody sitting at home has been picking up instruments and learning to play. The guitar manufacturers are having the same situation when they're like, oh my gosh, we are out of guitars. Same with a lot of the people that I work with to supply the studio. The stuff's just not available right now, and so I know that I'm working really hard to get you guys that ordered or want to order stuff as quickly as I can, but it's not going that well. All right, La Vian Rose, baritone style ukulele players. Look through here, look at the chords, figure out which chords you don't know, and then hopefully you'll be able to put those together. Let's see, who else was mentioning here? Jasmine says that's her favorite song. Linda says it has a good ending, nice ending. Right? Carol says lovely. Critter says good. Right? Laurel's into it. Nice. Okay, so we're into La Vian Rose. Let's try the opposite version, the baritone version, with ukulele as backup. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 2. Watch this cool chord. To the top, go. Page 2. The major 7 drops in like, very nice. All right, good stuff. All right, so let's talk very briefly about the 3 new pieces. We won't be able to play through them, but it is almost time to wrap up already, guys. Let's talk very quickly about Girl from Ipanema, and it's actually not unimportant what we have to talk about on Girl from Ipanema. There's a very bad thing that's going to happen to you in Girl from Ipanema, and so let's go grab that. And I happen to have the baritone in my hand. Now let me switch to ukulele. Most of you have ukulele, so I'll switch to ukulele. And the baritone players, you have the same exact paperwork for the most part. Girl from Ipanema on ukulele, and you can just pull it up on your computer screen. Don't need to necessarily play it. So here's the thing about Girl from Ipanema. Number one, I'm aware of the overall message here in the song, which is a beautiful young girl walks. I think she's young. Is she young? Oh yeah, she's young. Beautiful young girl walks down the beach. The narrator falls in love with her, and then she just walks on by without paying him any attention. And the whole issues of privilege and all of this come up in here. So I'm aware of all that, right? Let's talk about from a musician standpoint what you're going to be dealing with. The first part just duck soup. It just really just lays in here so beautifully. Dum da dum 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 da 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 dum da dum. There's nothing there that's going to cause you a big mess, and you're going to be like, I like this song. Everything about this song makes me happy. Clear up until you get to measure 8, and then everything is going to get questionable after that. You're going to get to this measure 8. You've got this D flat 9 shape. On ukulele, there's 2 main ninth shapes. So there'll be this one, something on this string, a 1, and then a 2 on the 3rd string. Okay, that's a 9th sound. It's going to come up. Okay, that's the main shape. Coincidentally, the other 9th shape is index finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and then the 1st string, 2nd fret. And there's another 9th sound. Anytime I can use this as the 9th sound arrangement, I do it. And it's really cool. You got a couple of places in here where you get that. But that measure 8, you're actually borrowing the first one and then putting on this 9th shape. Okay, so it feels a little bit like an F chord on the wrong strings. Okay, that's going to come up a lot in this song. That's not where the problem is. Okay, keep going. Page 2. Page 2, what happens is at measure 17, you're going to go into what feels like another key. And you'll see, just look at measure 18. You see all those flats that start showing up in the standard notation? Oh, but I watch her so sadly. And there's a part of you that's like, well, get over it, dude. A lot of people are going to walk past you on the beach that have no interest in you. As a 55-year-old man, I can tell you, don't worry about it. You're going to get ignored a lot the further you go into life. Oh, but I watch her so sadly. Right, in those flats show up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in another key, and you kind of are basically, but one of the things to pay attention to, you got your bar on 1 and your ring finger on 3. Everything can be played without moving around. Then you don't have to move to the very end. Okay, now this is another 9th shape, 2 up here and 1 down here. And it's a cool another 9th inversion that you've got. Then you got some decorative notes. Then at measure 21, it feels like you're going to yet another key. You're going to slide up to 4 and 6. Okay, and again, you see all those sharps that are showing up there in the key, or up in the standard notation. It feels like you're in another key, and then yet another 9th shape, the one we talked about initially. And then you're like, oh gosh, it can't get any worse than that. And then sure enough, at measure 25, they do it to us again. Yet another key. The nice news, the good news is all 3 of those what feels like key changes are all exactly the same shape. You're welcome. Okay, so they all have the exact same way you're going to finger them on the ukulele or the baritone, either one, and it's going to be really, really nice. Where things also then get really dicey. So that little section there, it feels very weird, but it's once you master 17, 18, and 19, they all basically follow suit. At measure 29, if you look at the tough acts, you're going to see what I had to do here. Is I've ended up using the third string. Now, a lot of you guys with nice quality ukuleles are like, yeah, that's exactly what you should do. But a lot of you guys are playing on, $100 ukuleles and playing a 9 on the third string may not sound so hot. You can use the melody line in the melody line, obviously. So at measure 29, for example, you're going to put a bar on 7 and you're going to put a pinky on 10, right? Okay, so all of that is just staying here with your bar not moving. But if your ukulele just is like, you know what, my ukulele I found in a Goodwill store, you may not be able to pull that off. So just play the chord and then go down and play the melody line. Okay, that's perfectly fine as well. But for those of you whose ukulele is cooperating, and obviously from a skill set, this is something you want to do. You leave the bar on 7. Okay. And so you're just leaving your bar on at 7 and then 6 and then 5, and you see what the composer is doing. He's taking you all the way up the neck, and now he's easing you back down into the main idea of the song. It's brilliant songwriting. From 33, then you go back to the main idea. Here's something this is what I want to point out specifically. Measure 38. You get that, whatever that is, okay? And I have probably spent 20 hours trying to look at that moment exactly and what he's doing here. And when she passes, I smile. Right? This is a huge moment in the song. But she doesn't see. And so you're going to be, I wrote right below that on the tough uke line, I gave you the actual fingering of it. So you're going to go 9, 10, and 11. And you're not going to play the top string because it sounds weird. Right? You could. You actually kind of like it. But you're really just supposed to play the bottom 3. Okay? That's the melody note. But I smile. So if there's anything I can recommend for next week, work on that one moment in the song. Figure out how to get measure 38, that chord coming out of 37 into 38. If you can get that, you pretty much have the song conquered. I have a guitar student who's been working on this song for the last 4 months or so, and clear up until the last time that we worked together, we were fighting that chord, right? And so it's just this moment you really got to get right, because it is that moment in the song where he smiles, or the narrator smiles. I'm trying to be non-binary. The narrator smiles, but she doesn't see, right? It goes on, and she walks on her way. And so that's an important moment in the song to get that right. And so I just want to give you a heads up that you'll look at that and you'll be like, what the heck is happening to Gary? He's lost his damn mind. No, how lost my mind? But it is a challenge there. So that's that. Then let me go peek at the other 2 songs. Blue Moon, I saw you standing alone. Of any of them that you got, this is the playable one of the week. I don't remember anything about it. So if you're like, if you're a little bit newer to this activity, Blue Moon and it provides you with the perfect opportunity to play something really beautiful that's not quite as hard as some of the other stuff we play. It feels a little jazzy, but not super jazzy. Again, I'm going to play that one. I set it at 120. I'm probably going to play it about 90. Some of you guys from the 50s will remember Blue Moon, you saw me standing alone without a dream in my heart. You remember that version. I can't remember the band that did that, but they went Blue Moon, da da da, you saw me standing. Right? They played it that way. The way I hear this song is Blue Moon, You saw me standing alone. So I hear this song is very slow, very, again, kind of sad. And so if you're looking for one that's kind of easy, and not none of this is easy, by the way, guys, but something that's a tiny bit easier, Blue Moon will definitely be your song of the week. And then, unfortunately, when you get to Beyond the Sea, that's the other one of the week. It's another one that starts off and you're like, oh yeah, I like this song. Somewhere beyond the sea. How does it go? Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. Right? You're like, oh, I like that song. And you're going to like it clear up to measure 8. And then measure 8, the wheels come off pretty hardcore. You're going to be way up the neck. You're going to be having to deal with all of that. And you can just look at it and be like, oh, you got a whole note with melody's playing 9. And meanwhile, the chord player, the tough uke player is going 9, 9, 10, 11, whatever the heck that is, and then the A7 shape that follows that, and then another, and and it's a little hard to play through that section. Then it goes back, sailing somewhere beyond the sea, and it's all easy to get along with, really hard to get along with. And then the bigger problem with Beyond the Sea is, Donna just walked in, don't talk about her. When we get to 24, there is a legitimate key change. It's not notated, but it actually, he goes up the neck and we play the exact same song in a different key, very hard to play. And then if that weren't bad enough, he does it one more time. So who's the guy that wrote this? Lawrence and Trent. We can blame them, but they take it from a relatively difficult key to an even more difficult key, and then they do it again on me at measure, where does it happen again? Measure 29. So from 24 to 28 is one key, 29 through 33 is yet another key, and then finally they bring it back to the beginning. So this one will be a definite challenge. We'll work on all 3 of these new songs next week, along with whatever else we have time to get to. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on those. If you have a choice, if you're like, you know what, I need an easier one, work on Blue Moon. If you want a relatively difficult one, play Girl from Ipanema. And if you are all that, right, and you're ready to conquer ukulele, Beyond the Sea is definitely going to put it to you. Of course, all of these are amazing songs, and we're going to keep I'll keep everything coming at you. Looks like I'm down on my coming up list: A Harlem Nocturne, Misty, Moonglow, My Funny Valentine, Nature Boy, which I've been working on for a while. That is a tough song. Stella by Starlight, which I only want to do that song because I own a Stella scooter. and then one of you guys recommended They Can't Take That Away From Me. So I'll be working on those over the next week or two to get those to you. And I'm going to get out an email to you guys so you know that you're still on the email list. If you're not on the email list, get on the email list. That's over at jollyrogerukulele.com. Right hand upper, right on the top, the right hand widgets up at the top. It says join our email list, and you can always unsubscribe if you decide you hate me. And so that's also going on during the day, guys. We are in the dead center of the foundations class for those of you guys that are learning to play and wanting to just get more solid with your fundamentals. That's the foundation class. That's every day at 11, or I'm sorry, every day at noon. And then at the 1 o'clock hour has kind of gotten pretty fun. We're doing a bunch of music from Scotland and Ireland and Wales. In addition to every Tuesday now, we're starting to do by Tin Pan Alley. So we're changing it to Tin Pan Alley Tuesdays. This week I don't have anything posted yet, but By the Light of the Silvery Moon and Dream a Little Dream will be our Tin Pan Alley tunes of the week. And then and then we have a ton of Celtic music we're doing in that hour too. We're going to do that through St. Patrick's Day, so hopefully you're able to. I know a lot of you guys have jobs, but if you're looking for a way, everything's recorded, so you can always go into the archives and double check anything you need to. I've been trying to do a better job of marking on every video what's actually in the video, because I know for a while I was just putting them up there and not paying much attention to that. So anyway, got a lot going on, and remember, harmonica and guitar is also going on, so all that stuff is going on, and hopefully you're finding some way to stay musical during this crazy time in our world. And I was pretty far. I got pretty close to being caught up on email, and then one night I went to bed and I woke back up the next morning and I had gotten 25 emails, and it just enrages me. So I am not caught up anymore, and but I will get caught up. As I always tell you, I read all of the emails. I don't necessarily always have time to send you something back, but I try to look for technical issues that are happening. So. Be in touch, be involved, keep playing music. I don't know why it's important. None of us know why it's important, but it's important, and hopefully I'm giving you enough tools to keep you out of trouble, and giving you hopefully maybe a little bit of inspiration, right? For as things are going on on the website. There are 273 songs right now that you can be playing, and you only need to have 5, right? You really only need to have 3. I tell people, I just get 5 pieces memorized, but you need to have 1 piece memorized, you need to be memorizing a second piece, and you need to be getting started on a third piece, and that's how many songs you really need in life. I gave you 273, so hopefully that's good. All right, guys, I'm going to pull the plug. Let me see where I left off. Let's see. Amy told me Jasmine, my favorite. Linda, good ending. Carol, let's see. I already got all those. Tanya, love tonight's music. I love tonight. This is every single piece on that list I'm in love with, and I wish they were easier to play, but I think that they're beautiful, beautiful music. And Tanya, I'm glad you're enjoying them. Mame, if I had known, I'd have picked up 1 and 9, right? Nice, Mame, I love it. Anytime you go to Maui, just go ahead and buy yourself a new ukulele while you're there. You spent $1,000 to get there. You might as well spend another $1,000 while you're there. Terry loves Edith. I do too. Fran, I hope they're not out of harmonica. I know, right? We started a harmonica class and we're killing it, you guys. Get a chromatic harmonica and come join us. Linda, lovely chord at the end. Yeah, it's a fun chord at the end of that song. Let me know if you get some in. I will let you know, Mame. Like I said, I'm working with Ohana, and then I have a couple other suppliers that I'm working with to try to get them in. And I've gotten mad at one of the suppliers because their quality is just not up to what I expect, and so I'm probably not going to do business with them anymore. And so we'll keep things coming in. Let's see. Terry says it sounded better on baritone. Girl from Ipanema is Amy's favorite. It's a beautiful song. It's really, like I say, if you can conquer a couple of those moments in that song, you will have a winner. Let's see. Kari, which song are you wanting at measure 31? Can you play bar 5 for the D minor 7? Are we talking Girl from Ipanema? Measure 31. Excuse me. Measure 30. I think you're talking measure 31. Can we just play a bar 5 for the D minor 7? That's what it is. It's just a of course, I'm looking at baritone. Are you on the baritone version? It's a bar 5, but your melody note's on 8, so it actually feels like an F. And there wasn't really a better minor 7th feeling up there, so I'm just giving you a bar 5 with your pinky on 8. And if you come up with a better solution, Kari, let's absolutely let me know. Yeah, you're looking at the chord diagram is actually a better chord than the one in the tough uke, but the tough uke is the one that's is going to actually be playable. So yeah, Amy, finally I have 2 reasons to blame the uke. Yes, if your uke sounds bad, it's because you didn't spend enough money on it. That's so you need to spend more. No, guys, there is a legitimate, honestly, when you get up to these very high frets, there is a noticeable challenge with the relatively inexpensive ukes. Having said that, I am the number one fan of $50 ukuleles. You're not going to find anybody that appreciates a $50 ukulele more than me, and I've had to fix a lot of broken and crummy $50 ukuleles, a lot of them. But at the end of the day, isn't that what this is about? Taking a piece of junk instrument and turning it into something amazing. And so while you definitely on these high level songs start to suffer a little bit with you have a very inexpensive ukulele, it should not deter you if you have an inexpensive ukulele. It just doesn't sound as good on these high frets. But I love a cheap ukulele because I love the idea of getting something beautiful out of something crummy. And not that they're necessarily crummy, but they're obviously not the best. Maine, always love this one. Good, glad to hear it. I hear bop 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 dang ding bop 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 ding 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 blue moon. I think that's how it went. Yeah, I think that's how it went, Fran. Yeah, I don't remember who did that. Let's see, Evelyn, you're welcome, Evelyn. Good to see you. She's probably gone already. Let's see, Carrie, good to see you. Good. I'm glad you were here. Thanks for being here. June, love Beyond the Sea. The others are fun too. Beyond the Sea is a really, really nice song. Hard to play, but it's good. Annie, good to see you. Pauline, thank you, Pauline. Good to see you. Patty, good to see you. Good to always have you. Vic, good. Vic, go take the evening off. June, I know. I'm sorry, June. I'm gonna get any. I just have been running out of time a lot for a lot of different reasons, and I apologize, June. Carol, good to see ya. Sherry, thanks for being here. Hope you're feeling good. Michael, put some shoes on. Janice, thanks, Gary. Some great arrangements to tackle. See you tomorrow for Tin Pan Alley Tuesday. I gotta go put those arrangements together tonight. One of them's already together. I gotta do the other one. Mame, thanks for hanging in there with me. No, thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I know what it's like to listen to me. I have to listen to me in my head all day long, and I it's tough. Diane, good night. See you tomorrow. Michael, so good to have you. Good to see you, buddy. Linda, I appreciate you. Right, you are my inspiration to move to Hawaii. Barbara, thanks. Have a great evening, Kat. Some great song. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, we have a really nice playlist, Kat. Good to see ya. Linda, I love these pieces too. The girl is music from your dad's collection, right? See, that's the beauty of some of this stuff. If you're like my parents, my mom listened to either Christian music, blah, or not. I shouldn't say it that way. Christian music, and Elvis. That was her thing, and so I came to enjoy Elvis because of her. And my dad listened to Neil Diamond and Simon and Garfunkel and Joni Mitchell and those kinds of things. So he was a little bit of a hippie, and so all of that stuff is why I started listening to Led Zeppelin. Corey, good to see you. Great to have you. Diana, so glad you joined us. Send me an email. Tell me about you. I'd love to know what I can do to, if anything I'm saying makes sense to you. Laurel, we played your first version of Smile in April. Was it April of 2020? Okay, so we're coming around a full year. I remember the very first class of this being March 20th. So we're almost to a full year of these classes. Can you guys imagine? It's crazy. So, all right, kids, I'm going to pull the plug. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful night. And I think that's all I have to say. Talk to you soon.